Next piece of news, just a quick one because he was on commentary tonight. I didn't talk about this last week, but Corey Graves apparently has been fully cleared to return to the ring if he so chooses. Apparently he's been cleared since 2020, according to Fightful. So that's kind of interesting. We saw him do the deal a few weeks back with the 24/7 title, actually winning it. And a lot of people were kind of questioning that, like, that's interesting, because he's not gotten physical at all. He had those concussions that forced him into early retirement, I believe, in 2014. They did that entire special on NXT. Remember, that was like an ESPN special. He was heavily featured in that. And then he was told that he couldn't wrestle anymore, but then Triple H, out of sympathy, gave him an announcing job for 2 years. That was kind of like a trial run to see how he did, and he turned out to be a fantastic commentator that probably has a job for life now, and he probably is way more stable in WWE as an announcer than he ever would have been as a wrestler. Think about it. Some think that Corey Graves could have been a big star. I don't know. So if he did not have to retire in 2014 and he's been wrestling all this time, how much you want to bet he would have been in that big batch of names from 2021 or 2020? He would have been already released and either working in AEW or taking indie bookings right now as a wrestler had he never gotten those concussions. Those concussions were the best thing that ever happened to Corey Graves in my mind. Now he's in a great position. He's been cleared to return to the ring. So now he could give wrestling a shot knowing that he can also always fall back on wrestling. Corey Graves has come across some amazing luck. Sometimes horrible things like concussions can actually be a blessing. In this case, I think it really vastly helped Corey Graves' career. I think he's probably making more money, and he's certainly more visible in WWE, and he's, a guy that I think can potentially be there for quite some time unless he has some crazy attitude problems or something like that. Otherwise, I feel like he could really be a part of WWE for a long time. So I don't know if he's going to get back in the ring or not. What do you guys think? Would you like to see him back in the ring? Who'd he work with? Some of the promos would be very interesting, that's for sure. And how will they begin? It should be very easy to get him into a program. He's at ringside for every match. Basically, all you have to do is decide which member of the roster you want to feud with him and have that guy fuck with him on the outside of the ring during one of his matches. That's it. Storyline started. So if he is going to give another shot at wrestling, we could see that this year. I think it would be cool if Graves did something like Jerry Lawler did in 1997. Now, we just watched the Royal Rumble 1997 last night. Thank you to everyone who joined us for the watch along. That was fun. And during the match, Lawler is one of the entrants in the Rumble, but he's on commentary and he gets off commentary, gets in the ring. Brett hits him with a punch and he eliminates him immediately, and he has amnesia and forgets the whole thing. I wouldn't want to see Corey do that, get in the ring and get eliminated immediately. But if he hopped off commentary, and got in the Rumble and stayed in there for 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, I think that would be kind of cool. Him come in as a surprise. I don't know who's going to be calling the Rumble as the Rumble is going on, but I think it would be great if Corey was. And he takes off the headset. You ready for this, Michael Cole? And he takes off his headset. The crowd goes nuts. He gets in the ring. And let's say he does it early. Let's put him in at like number 5. And have Corey Graves. This would be a great way to establish him if anybody's questioning his ability from a physical standpoint. If you put him in the Rumble and you stick him in there for a half an hour, and then when he gets eliminated, fans are going to appreciate that. They're going to give him an ovation on his way to the back. Or if it's a quick elimination, he could hop right back on headset and continue calling it. But I think it would be cool if he jumped off headset, got in the Rumble, and then somebody, got in his place. Pat McAfee took his place during the Rumble, and you give Corey Graves a decent amount of time in the Rumble to where fans are like, wow, good for him. That's the way I'd do it. I'd have him come back in the Royal Rumble. So whatever Corey Graves does, he may be itching to get back in the ring. Maybe it's WWE that's hesitant because they don't really want to use him as a wrestler. They probably prefer him as an announcer at this point. But, I remember watching him in NXT. I thought he was okay. But he wasn't one that was super standing out to me, to be honest. So I think that's why I'm a little hesitant. Not sure how he would be in the ring, but he could completely prove me wrong. I think his promo skills and how long he's been in WWE now, understanding the system and stuff, that will all help him, greatly with what he does in the ring and that sort of thing. So we'll see if he comes back or not. If he does, do you want to see him back? Who would he work against? What would he do? Ooh, Graves versus McAfee at Mania. That's a good idea, JJ Leg. Winner calls night 2. Something like that. I like it. It's a good idea for Corey Graves. Never even thought of that. You could have, that's what you do. You have Corey Graves and Pat McAfee with Michael Cole in the middle, and the two of them just fucking jawing at each other, and it leads to a match. I don't know, though. Corey might be in some trouble. McAfee is damn good.